We are going to start the unit number 4. First three units are related to metrology part, and last three units are related to quality control part. So now starting with the actual syllabus, that is unit number 4, that is the concept of quality. So quality can is defined in number of ways which are related to characteristics of a product or service. So many people have defined the quality from their perspective. So various quality statements are there. Some of the quality statements are as below. First one is American Society for Quality Control, that is ASQC. So ASQC, quality is the totality of the features and characteristics or services that bears on its ability to satisfy the given needs. So this is the definition given by this ASQC. So it considers the totality of the features and characteristics or services that bears. So what kind of features and characteristics that are provided by that particular product or that service determines the quality of that particular product or service. So it is basically related to features and characteristics. Then Juran is one of the person who has again defined the quality as it is the fitness for use. So he has related this with the with its application or with its use. So according to Juran, quality is a one which fits for the use. It is not, he has defined it in very simple way. So whatever is fit for use, fit for the application, that determines the quality. If a product is perfectly fit for the application, then it means maybe it is a quality component. Okay, like that. Then Deming is another person who has defined the quality as it is a predictable degree of uniformity and dependability at low cost and suited to market. So he has defined as it should be whenever the component is of good quality. So for that particular component you can predict its uniformity, and you can say it is a dependable product at low cost and suited to market. Then Taguchi has defined the quality as it is the minimum loss imparted by the product to the society from time the product is dispatched. So he has defined the quality in terms of the loss. Okay, so everybody knows that none of the component can be 100% perfect. So because of the quality lapse, there is going to be some kind of loss is going to be there. So here that loss should be as minimum as possible. So if that loss is a minimum, then you can say that it is a quality product. So this is the perspective of Taguchi. Crosby, it is a conformance to the requirements. So whatever requirements are there by the customer, if that product or service conforms to those requirements, then you can say that it is a quality product. Hoshin, it is the quality is correcting and preventing the loss and not living with the loss. What is meaning? It is a correcting and preventing the loss and not living with the loss. So you are trying to correct and prevent the loss, but don't live with the loss. Then Feigenbaum, it is a quality is a way of managing the organization. So various statements are there. Deming's contribution. So these are the some of the statements of related to quality. Now Deming is one person whose contribution is commendable in the field of quality management. So he has proposed a very simple chain reaction that can lead to profit on investment. So what is that chain? So according to this is a Deming's chain is there. So according to Deming, if you want to get the profit on the investment, what you have to do, the first step in this chain reaction, this is the chain reaction, is improve the quality of the product. Improve the quality of the product. So as you improve the quality of the product, its effect will be, its result will be cost decreases because of the less rework and mistake. So obviously when your quality of the component or quality of the service is good, then in that case the rework will be less. So when there is a less rework, obviously the cost of the component is going to decrease. Okay, so there is direct relation between rework and the cost. More the rework, more the cost. Less the rework, less the cost. So as the cost decreases, rework gets reduced, then productivity also gets improved. So number of components produced per hour or per 8 hours shift, that obviously is going to increase, because whatever time was getting wasted in carrying out the rework, that can be utilized for the production of the new component. So productivity is going to improve. So as the productivity improves, capture the market with better quality and lower price. So both things you have achieved. You have produced better quality components with lower price. So what will happen due to this? This is a market policy. If you offer the components of better quality and with low price, the customer will attract, or customer will prefer the products made by you. So obviously it will cause the capturing the market, and once you do this, as the market gets captured, you can stay in business and you can provide more jobs. So this is the Deming's chain reaction. So he has proposed this model. So Deming's model you can say. Then there is a PDCA cycle, that is a plan, do, check, act cycle. So what is this PDCA cycle? So whenever again Deming, it is again the Deming's contribution to the quality management. So Deming has proposed this PDCA cycle. It is the very simple approach to solve any kind of the problem. Okay, so this is the approach to solve any kind of the problem. So as shown in the figure, PDCA, so P stands for plan, D do, C for check, and A for act. Okay, so in first case, first step is plan. So what comes under the plan? So plan is nothing but identify your problems. So once you should identify what you want to do. So what is your quality mission? What kind of benchmark you want to set? So that has to be defined properly. So quality mission, here you are going to identify your quality mission. What are your exact goal, objective, and then you are going to collect the information related to that objective. So identifying the problems, collecting the information, and planning the changes. So if you are doing a particular thing in present situation and you want to improve that situation, so you have to identify. So you are planning to change something in existing way of doing things, so you have to plan those changes. Okay, so that comes under the plan. Then second, that is doing. So doing involves the actual implementation of the changes. So here in first step you have planned the changes. Here in this second stage you are going to actually implement the changes that you have planned in the first stage. Okay, so implementing the changes in this segment. So data may be collected for the implementation stage, and experiments are run to check the implementation performance. So here you are going to do some kind of experimentation, so that whatever you have planned, whether that plan has to be implemented. So this is the second segment. Then third segment is check. Now sometimes it is referred as a, instead of check, it is written as a S, study, check oblique study. So PDCA or PDSA. So instead of letter C, you can, here the letter S is used, because instead of using the word check, the word S is written, that is a study. Instead of checking, it is the study. So what is that? After in previous step you have implemented the changes, you have run the experiments. Now this is the time to study the result of the implementing the changes. So here whatever you have implemented, here you are going to study that, you are going to analyze the things, you are going to get the feedback of the performance. Okay, so that comes under the segment 3, that is a check or study. And in the last segment, that is act segment, this involves implement the best solution. So you have to, once you study the solution here, finally you are going to take the decision whether you are going to implement the solution or not. So this is the act, final stage. If the study results are satisfactory or they are encouraging, then only you are going to implement the changes which you have planned in the segment 1. If the study results are not encouraging or they are not satisfactory, then there is no point in implementing the changes that were planned in the segment number 1. So implement the best solution here in this segment number 4, and it involves the appraisal of the things performed. So you have to appreciate the good things and initiate changes for improvement of quality. So whatever plans, if the study results are good, you are going to initiate the activities that are required to implement the changes. Some kind of things required to be initiated in this case, so that plan changes can be effectively installed. So this is called as a PDCA or PDSA cycle. Many times this is asked in the exam. So whatever I told you right now, that is written over here. What comes under the planning, what comes under the doing, what comes under the checking, what comes under the acting. So instead of C, the letter S is used. So instead of checking, process is studied. Instead of checking, the process is studied. That is written over here. Now the scientist Deming has also given his contribution towards the quality management field. So he has proposed 14 points for adapting any quality improvement strategy. Okay, he has given just a second. He has given 14 points for adapting any quality improvements. So let us see these 14 points one by one. This is very important question, because this question is asked for 8 marks many times during the exam. Okay, so it is expected that you have to write all 14 points and you have to write these statements correctly. Okay, so there should not be any change. First is create the constancy of purpose. So this is statement number one, point number one, suggested by the Deming. So according to Deming, uh, first point is create the constancy of purpose. Constancy of purpose means what? You have to think of long term goals and you have to achieve them with the available resources for the customer satisfaction. So always the organization should always create the long term goals. So long term goals means what will be the position of this particular organization, say after 5 years from here. Okay, so this is 2020. So what the organization uh, needs to do after in say 2025. So at in 2025 year 2025 what will be the position of this particular say organization. So the company or the organization should set the long term goals with respect to, so they can be defined in many ways. So from quality point of view, from business financial point of view, from safety point of view, okay, from employees point of view, the goals can be defined. Okay, and these goals have to be achieved with available resources for the customer satisfaction. So this is the point number 1, that is of the Deming's 14 points. Point number 2 is adopt the new philosophy. So as per the Deming, with changing time, the organization has to adopt, or organization has to implement the new strategies, new philosophies, new policies, new technologies with changing time. We know that this can be explained very in with the examples. With changing time, with nowadays the technology is changing very fast. So the organization, let it be any kind of the organization, that organization has to adopt such new strategies, such new technologies, philosophies, policies, because these strategies, policies or technologies are going to definitely, they are going to increase your say quality level. They are going to increase your they are going to strengthen your financial position in the market, because if the organization does not adopt the new technology, they will be out of the race. For example, in the say 30, 40 years back, 50 years back, lathe machines were used for manufacturing, say for machining purposes. Very simple example. Nowadays there is a development after the lathe machine. There was a development of NC machines, that is numerically controlled machines, then CNC machines, computer numerical, then nowadays VMC machines, and still. So this technological advancement is going to take place. So the organizations have to adopt such technological advances, because with a technological advancement, the quality is definitely going to improve, the productivity is going to improve, and you with increasing quality, with say improving productivity, you can stay in the business. Otherwise your competitors will adopt these new philosophies and they will stay in the market. The customer will attract towards their product, as the component products with the new technologies or new strategies, definitely it is going to be of higher quality, and that may be with less cost also. Okay, so the organization has to adopt new philosophy or new technology with changing time. So that is the point number 2. Third point is cease dependence on inspection. Means the uh, organization has to develop the system in which there should not be what we can say there should not be emphasis on inspection, but rather the emphasis should be on doing the things right first time. So what will happen? Due to that, rework and scrap cost that will be minimized. Means what? They the training should be given to the operators in such a way that, or the quality culture in the organization should be such that the workers should try to do the jobs right first time only. There should not be any kind of rework. Okay, so that kind of culture should be embedded in the organization, so that so every worker will think in that direction only. His mindset should be trained in such a way that he should think that he is not going to rework. He will always think the quality first and quantity afterwards. So doing the things right first time. So if you do these things, what will happen? Obviously rework and scrap cost as minimized, your production is definitely going to increase. So there are so many benefits of doing the things right first time. You are going to meet the delivery commitments, that will improve the customer satisfaction. So so in short, you have to plan for the jobs being manufactured right first time itself. Okay, so due to this, what will happen again? That the dependence on inspection will be reduced. Okay, dependence on inspection will be reduced. So less and less inspection needs to be carried. You can carry out the sampling inspection. There is no need to do the 100% inspection if your components are manufactured right first time. So in this way, due to this culture, your cost incurred for inspection or for ensuring the quality, that will reduce drastically. Okay, so that is going to happen, the point number 3. Then fourth is the end the lowest order contracts. So there is a system in many organizations that especially in the government say organization, that whenever a contract is to be given, any kind of contract is to be given, that is given to the say vendors which have the lowest which have offered the lowest price. Okay, so tender system is there. So tender is submitted by the vendors, and in that tender the vendor having lowest value of the tender, they are offered that particular kind of contract. So this type of the system should not be there. So this mindset has to be changed. Okay, so supplier should be selected, vendor should be selected on the basis of the quality of the product and not the cost. So here cost is considered as a say prime factor. Okay, but that should not be there. Instead of that, you say you should this philosophy should be changed. So end the lowest order cost, select one reliable supplier for each item on the basis of statistical analysis of earlier data. So give the contract to the supplier who ensures the highest quality and not the lowest cost. Okay, that is point number 4. Point number 5, improve every process. So improve every process means in order to improve the quality of the product, it is necessary to improve the every process. Means the objective should be reduction in the variation in the product. So try to reduce the variation. See, every process has the scope to improve every time. That is the fact. Every process can be improved every time by let it be by very small margin, but always there is a scope for the improvement in any kind of the process. So try to find out that improvement. Then point number 6, that is the institute training on the job. Means what? He has suggested that everybody who is involved in production activity or in service providing activity, they should be properly trained. Some proper amount of training, induction should be given to the people. So it can be say shop floor workers, it can be say supervisors. They should be properly trained by the senior people or the say technicians or the experts in that field. So that will help a lot to the institute. Then 7th one, institute the leadership. Means institute the leadership means what? According to this Deming, the organization should try to develop the leadership among the say try to develop the leadership. That leader should be that the leaders should be selected among the workers. Okay, so the leader should be selected in such a way that he should be able to motivate, he should have sympathy, he should understand the problems of the other workers, he should consult the other people, consult with the other workers. So try to find out the people or the persons who have such kind of qualities in them, so that what will happen, so it will create the better relationship with the workers. Okay, because many times the workers don't have the faith in the management. This is a say it is a worldwide problem is there. Some kind of misunderstanding may be there between workers and the management. Okay, so in order to create the better relationship, the such type of the leaders can play a major role. These leaders, since these leaders are from the workers only, they have better say faith in such type of the leaders than the supervisors or managers appointed by the organization. So these people, the workers, can share their issues, share their problems, share their experiences with such type of the leaders, so they can help you a lot. Okay, so in many industries this type of the leadership is instituted by the organization. Then 8th point is drive out the fear. Okay, so there is always some amount of fear is always there in minds of the, especially in the minds of the say workers or lower management about the upper management. Okay, so the such type of the fear should be driven out by the such type of the fear can be driven out by the management by keeping a constant touch with each other. So once so if the management tries to be in touch with the say junior staff, it can create the better understanding, it can create the better relationship among them, and whatever fear that might be in the minds of the junior staff, or that might be in the in that might be in the minds of workers, that fear can be easily driven out. So this should be done. Then ninth point is break down the barriers. So create, what it means, create the atmosphere of mutual trust, understanding among staff. This is very important. Always there are it is seen that there are barriers among the staff. So whenever there are barriers among the staff, it creates it is not a good atmosphere to work. Okay, so the atmosphere uh, the atmosphere of workstation should be of mutual trust, it should be healthy, atmosphere should be there. So it is the duty of the management to create the atmosphere of the mutual trust among the staff. Okay, so these barriers should be broken down, it will increase the mutual trust among the staff. Then point number 10 is eliminate the exhortation. So eliminate exhortations means what? As per this definition, they are saying that the leader should set the example for improvement, okay, by performance and not by giving the long speeches. Okay, so one famous sentence is always used in the say sports fraternity, that the captain should always lead by the example. So whenever any kind of work is assigned to the workers, the leader should set the example by showing the performance by doing a particular work than giving the long speeches. Okay, so that is called as a point number that is called as eliminating the exhortations. Then point number 11, eliminate the numerical targets. So many times in many industries the numerical targets are given. Numerical target means if a worker is working on the say CNC machine, he has been given the target that you have to produce minimum this number of say components in 8-hour shifts. So you have to produce say 500 components in 8-hour shifts. So such type of the targets are given to the say workers. So such type of the targets should never be given. So eliminate the this numerical targets that is given. What will happen if numerical targets are given? So if any individual worker attains the targets, he will not try to improve further. He will think that if my target is over, so why should I work more? So he will not try to improve further, and if he fails to achieve these targets, he will try to complete the targets by using the shortcut methods. Okay, he may adopt the unfair means to reach the targets. He may not look after the quality aspects. Okay, in trying to fulfill the numerical targets, he will try the shortcuts, and he will and if the shortcuts are adopted, it will hamper the quality of the product. So that is point number 11. Point number 10, permit the pride of workmanship. Permit the pride of workmanship means what? Uh, everybody wants to do his job well, okay, and everybody wants to feel proud for the work done. So, uh, whenever a good work is done by any person, okay, or any worker, he should be allowed to feel proud by the organization, okay. If any worker say carries out any kind of innovation, okay, so that innovation uh, should be encouraged by the organization, and uh, that person should be rewarded in front of all his colleagues, all the workers, so that the other workers also get motivated, okay. He should be rewarded in terms of say recognition or praising in front of other colleagues, or he should be given some kind of say monetary rewards. He can be given some kind of promotion like that. So such type of the activities can be carried out. So that is point number 12, that is permit the pride of workmanship. Then point number 13, encourage the education, okay. So whoever is working in the organization, right from, as I told you, right from the say worker level, ground level, okay, to the top management, everybody should be provided the right amount of, right kind of training, right kind of education, or even there should be skill improvement program should be planned by the industry or organization. So various kinds of workshops can be arranged which can impart the training, which can improve the skill of the which can improve the existing skill of the various people in the organization. They should be made conversant with new tools, new technologies, whatever new developments. Many times it happens that the worker working in the industry does not know what is happening in the outside world, what kind of new technologies are developed in their field. So they should be made aware of these new developments, and with training, with education, they will feel more confident, and they will be self assured with respect to the quality of the product, okay. So that program can be uh, arranged. So this thing encourage, so education of any kind which will improve the skill of the particular person, that should be always encouraged by the organization. Then the last portion, or the last point, is the top management commitment. So commitment by the top management is very important to improve the quality, improve the quality. The top management must be ready to change whenever necessary. Many times various kinds of programs, various kinds of activity are required to be implemented in the organization. For that, the permission from the top management is very necessary. So the top management should permit these changes should accept the changes whenever they are necessary. Okay, senior staff members should take their responsibility, they must accept their responsibility, and it is the duty of the senior staff member to guide the junior staff members, to guide the workers and impart and pass on the knowledge. They should percolate that knowledge, should be knowledge available with the senior staff which they have got over the years by experience, that should be given to the junior staff and the workers. So knowledge available with the senior staff members must be percolated to the lower level. So these are the 14 points which are given, which are suggested by the Deming for adopting any quality improvement strategy. Okay, so if these 14 points are implemented, definitely the quality of the organization, the quality of the components which are produced by the organization, it is going to improve. There is no doubt. Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next lecture.